are waiting for AFKs. So we're gonna chill in CT spawn, I guess, and wait for Super Evil Gang to arrive. They're gonna be a little bit confused that they have to get all the way. You can see them checking their corners. All right. Now, a little bit disjointed knife round, and it looks like it's going to benefit Akimbo. They lure Super Evil Gang into the knife trap. I would say probably Mongols are going to beat Astralis, and it's not going to be close. All right, so Akimbo taking CT side for the pistol. Super Evil Gang relegated to the DT side. And we are going to start with Ancient, go over to Anubis. Should be a good best of 2. Let us get into it. Who's the best team right now? Spirit, followed by, I would say, FaZe, Vitality. Maus are up there. Mongols are up there. Mongols are probably actually higher than FaZe and Vitality, but let's get into this game right now. So, Super Evil Gang. So if you are new to CS2, something that you'll see a lot of the time is a rush on the pistol round. The T side will just go and charge right into the A bomb site. Not to be the case this time. They are going to have to worry about Consti. So I do tell a bit of a lie. Consti already in the game, in the server, taking down Clipzera. Good headshot to start off the round. Now, the rest of Super Evil Gang all playing by Shelf. Spotted by Obi. This one going to get dangerous. Flow with the headshot. We'll start to open things up. 4 versus 4. Smoke going to go in to slow this one down. And it wasn't already that fast to begin with. Akimbo with an early rotate. They've already got 4 on the B bomb site. And Super Evil Gang, more than enough time to not have to connect or commit. And they will head on over to the A bomb site. So Akimbo with a little bit of a misread. Are you Nick A30? No, I'm Floofys. It literally says so in the... Anyway, bomb going to be going down, and Akimbo going to be left scratching their heads as to how they managed to fumble this one so badly. They do have the kit on Cameron, but that's cold comfort for how long it's going to take for the rotation to come in, and Super Evil Gang going to have so much knowledge with the sounds coming in here. No early shots. Misha, kill for Flow. Misha looking for something, going to find a bullet. Trades back and forth. Consti on their way in through Donut. Cameron, they have to get the defuse now. There's not going to be enough time. And Super Evil Gang will walk away with a pistol. No, ZY is ZY. N20 was benched recently and is not going to be in this one. All right, so Super Evil Gang with a good start for their pistol. And Akimbo breaking out the Deegs as a result. Do teams change rosters often? They're not actually able to change rosters that often. The rules of this league prohibit teams from changing players, I think, more than 3 times in a season. So the change for N20 for Consti is, you know, they're probably gonna, unless something horrible happens to one of their players. Ooh, there we go. ZY, a very good kill to start off the round, and Laxi joining in with a Deeg as well. Akimbo bringing out the one-shots to battle back onto this one, but Flo not going to be content. Stay still with that. Ooh, Obi's Deeg not quite able to connect. It's going to be Flo with the kill. Now The lower level weapons here for Akimbo gonna have to go well here. Talon does take down Laxi, and the 1v1 will get placed, but Cameron in position sprays down Talon and gonna have the defuse as well. So Akimbo gonna make sure to bite right back, not gonna be content to let themselves linger. Really unfortunate for Super Evil Gang. They did spend quite a lot of money. It does look like they will go for the Pistol Force for this following round to try to trade back the momentum on this one. And it's going to be a fast push over towards A. Cameron going to spot this. Here's this. Volley down, double down, spray down. I'm using the word down a whole heck of a lot, but I mean, Super Evil Gang is going down. The dunk to finish off another. And the rest of Akimbo going to get into position. Only losing Consti. That will allow for the buy. No bomb plant, unfortunately, for the Super Evil Gang, but they will at least have enough for the Force with the 2-round loss. So, gonna get rolling once again. Interesting. No smoke onto the elbow. The flash gonna bite Laxi in the butt here. Arius takes down 2 to open up the round for Super Evil Gang. And that's gonna give so much space. They're gonna get into the A bomb site in a hurry. This op for Consti gonna have the weight of the world on his shoulders. He still hasn't moved on over. Obi at least gonna take down the lurk. But this 3 versus 4 feels pretty awful for Akimbo. And Consti's still expecting the player in through mid. Meanwhile, Donut gonna be the point of attack for the rest of the server. Down to the 3 versus 3 for Super Evil Gang. Keeping Arius available to peek Donut while having other players available for after plants, and it's too late for Akimbo. They are going to go for the save.
Terrorists win.
So we're getting the traded rounds quite quick on this one. I saw one HLTV commenter say this is the battle of the mid. It's we're already seeing some things that are maybe a little bit not quite on the same level as the other teams in ECL, but you know, still get some fun plays all the same. Now the smoke in position for Akimbo means Cameron can safely peek. But Obi getting activated by Cat goes for the 1-for-1. Actually forced to fall back. Smoke fades. Clipzera with the kill. Now Cameron forced to fight. Does find the trade on Amisha. We're quickly down to the 3 versus 3. Oh yeah, paper straws are terrible. What I would do is I would purchase my own metal straw and just use that. Metal straws are a game changer, let me tell you. Or, you know, take the lid off and just drink the thing. You don't need a lid. I'm assuming if you're in Twitch chat, you're an adult. You know how to drink a beverage without spilling on yourself. Super Evil Gang now choosing to go for the A-bomb site to try to throw things off. They've done this a couple of times already. Cameron going to be the one called upon to prevent this. Good headshot to start this one off, and Clipzera falls as well. 1 versus 3 now for Flo. And Flo out of the temple, or Flo out of main. Oh, good for 1, but Consti will bite right back. All right, so it's always a fun game to see what op Consti is using, because Consti is somebody that's has spent a lot of money on the Steam inventory here. I know he's got the Dragon Lore kicking around. He's probably got a Gungnir. Can you show us? Have a can of water. You can't see because I don't put my camera on the screen for ECL, because I like to let the game kind of speak for itself with me as well. And it's, oh my gosh, it's just Obi going all the way here. Double kill to start this one off, and good damage onto the other two. Does get taken down, but I do not think that there's going to be much left to say here for the Super Evil Gang. Akimbo will take the 4th. So this is starting to get a little bit dangerous for the Super Evil Gang. Akimbo starting to heat up here on their CT side. And if that CT side economy gets rolling, that T side is definitely going to get into trouble. When I said that Super Evil Gang hadn't beaten anyone, I was trying to be nice by the fact that the teams that Super Evil Gang have faced so far in Challenger League are some of the best in the league, but at the same time, Super Evil Gang has also lost to a lot of other advanced teams. So while they're here, and they deserve to be here because of the teams that they beat to get here, now that they're here, they are discovering what the next level looks like. And Akimbo, I wouldn't even say is the next level. I would say Akimbo is maybe a little bit above them, but the other teams in the league are even more above what Akimbo is bringing to this game. I think one of the big things that we've seen is maybe a lack of utility in mid. You know, we saw, I don't think other teams would have given up that second round that Super Evil Gang were able to win. So, I mean, it was good that the Super Evil Gang were able to take advantage of the mistakes, but now that the economy is really starting to fall into the favor of Akimbo, now it's going to get dangerous. Yes, Mongols would 13-0 either of these teams. Alright, well, and again, so we missed, so they didn't throw the smoke that one round. They got punished. Now we've got the smokes down on Elbow. The thing that they're not expecting here on the Akimbo side is the boost up. Clipzera playing the top boosted position, but it's still going to be Obi and Laxi just churning through bodies, stopping any sort of aggression here, anything that Super Evil Gang are trying to get going. Nisha looking to find an opening on the A bomb site. Gonna find a bullet instead. It's just gonna be Flo. Does have the bomb, but also the 1v5 not very likely, and Laxi gonna make it a 0 versus 5. We do get the timeout for Super Evil Gang, but if we look at the scoreboard, they have only gotten a single kill for multiple rounds in a row. Yeah, they're on that max loss bonus, but they're going to need a lot more than that. It does feel like there's a huge tactical difference All right, so you want to know the dirty truth? I bet on a game I bet on games back in like 2014, 2015. I would buy cheap skins off of the Steam marketplace and place bets on CS Lounge, and I learned my lesson that it was stupid. You can't predict the winners of these games. You have no idea what's going on, and so now I don't. NAECL is best of two. I think they're it's an experiment. It's an experiment they've been piloting for a few seasons now. South America and Asia and Oceania are also best of twos. It's only Europe that's best of threes right now. And I do hope we get a return to best of threes, but at the same time, it's very consistent timing with best of twos. It very rarely will go longer than 2 hours. So I can plan a lot more easily around these streams than I could with a best of three. Especially with the MR12. MR12 best of two, very consistent timing-wise. Now this, on the other hand, rather than being 2 hours, might be more like an hour and a half or less. But anyways, full buy for the Super Evil Gang. They haven't been able to buy the op. I do wonder if that's something that's holding them back, is if they could pick up that op and get a couple of picks, if that would be the X factor to open something up for them, but haven't been able to buy it. They will make their way out mid. They're getting out in front of the smoke, and Lax is called upon. There's 4 here to deal with him, and Arius will take that first kill. So, but Akimbo will bite back. Crunch on top of mid. 3 kills and a 4th. Talon left all alone in the smoke. And ZY will close this one out. What is the value to these ESL best of twos to these teams? So each game has its own rating change. So if you go to the HLTV page, you can see what each of these teams is really fighting for. So Akimbo have the chance to get 13 points. They would 26 points. They would move from 147 to 134. If Super Evil Gang wins, they would move from 163 to 160. So, again, both of these teams with a fair amount to gain. I do think Super Evil Gang have more to fight for, just because they're still looking for that first win. But I don't think it's happening. 8-2, and these rounds haven't even been that close. Although, a good fight here for Super Evil Gang. They do bring it back to the 2 versus 2. Do these teams change their rosters quite often? No, they do not. There are rules that prevent them from making too many roster changes, and so you'll get, 1 or 2 roster changes a season, if that. Ideally, you don't want to make any roster changes. Ooh, Flo caught through the smoke, and Consti cool, calm, collected with a Tech 9. Headshot and a second. This is ranked. These teams are both HLTV ranked teams. They both have VRS ranking points. Super Evil Gang. So, man, I don't know enough about those streamers to know whether that's a good or a bad thing. So I'm not going to comment, but cool. I'll take it, I guess. But the spray downs are working out perfectly. Okay. This game is upsetting. I feel bad. If this were an advanced team, or if this were like a main team versus a challenger level team, I would feel a little bit better. But this is like, these teams are supposed to be pretty evenly matched. Super Evil Gang will make their way around. Gosh, if there's nothing to talk about gameplay-wise, do I talk about skins? I like to talk about skins. I may not be Oni Pixel, but I really want this AK skin. What do people think of Be the Monster? I think Be the Monster is a pretty sweet one. I don't remember who was carrying it, but there was a really sweet craft that was using 5 times of the Salty Shower sticker, and it looks really good if you kind of lay it over the top. No, I'm glad there's not animated CS2 skins, just because the game's performance can be bad enough at times as it is. Well, Flipzera able to find one, but the trade from Cameron likely... I'm not going to say anything. 1 versus 1 here, and I do like Flo, the position that they've got themselves into this far back. That smoke will give the first indication, and Cameron just going to stick the defuse. No spray down for Flo. It is 10-2. Akimbo looking to make this one fast, guys. We're half an hour into the stream. We're half an hour into this. We might be nearly done with the first game. Yeah, the reason that I don't allow any betting conversation is, again, it just makes people really toxic and really awful. I would say Super Evil is probably feeling mid-bossy right now. But we'll see. Maybe they can find the comeback on their CT side. I do feel like Akimbo has a lot more cohesion. They have a lot more going for them. And already Laxi surges onto the site with the first kill. Arias and Misha bite back for 2. So this does feel doable. Arias through the smoke takes down ZY as well. That kill will leave Cameron all on their own. 1 versus 3. The first. Oh my! What? 2 kills. Not going to be enough. Super Evil Gang. They do manage to take the pistol, but only by the skin of their teeth. Now, pistol round at least showing that Super Evil Gang has a little bit of life left in them. This is why you change sides. You never want to count a team out on just the one side. The pistol can lead to a comeback, although that deagle shot was quite nasty by Laxi. Misha looking for some kills in mid. There's a few targets to deal with. No teammates coming in for the wrap either. This one feels like if you just let them have mid, your teammates aren't close by. They're getting over to the A bomb site instead. Flo gonna head on over. Does have Arias close at hand. Super Evil Gang will make their way over to defend this bomb site, but Akimbo in some quite powerful off angles. Although without armor, oh, that's a good trade. Bomb down. And these rifles for Super Evil Gang gonna need to go huge. Arias, no, dies to Laxi. And what is going on? The deagle is just too strong. Super Evil Gang just can't cut it. Oh, the MP9 will finally end the massacre from Laxi. But again, they're dying to pistols. They're dying to unarmored players. Two rounds to their benefit. They're at least making this one a little bit closer. But now the full buy coming into effect for Akimbo. These AKs saw how they looked on the CT side. Akimbo now have full access to that rifle. Any matchups you're excited to see? I mean, I just want to see Legacy play. Legacy were supposed to be back this week. They weren't. They forfeited their first 2 matches. Interestingly, if Legacy forfeits any more, they're going to drop out of the top 50. So I want to see Legacy play. Maxi heading on up through mid. Gonna have some company here in the red room as the smoke fades. They're in a dangerous spot. Ooh, Arius with the trade. Will at least make that one even, but that's info gathered for that mid player. Cameron on Cat gonna spot some players as well. Oh, Obi dropping in for the nade throw. Just going out into the open. No lineups. Just doing it live. Super Evil Gang with a man advantage here. Akimbo, look for the E plant. Oh, the flash doesn't hit. ZY only able to take down one. Talon with the trade. Cave smoked off, but Consti just gonna tap down Talon with a 1-tap. Ooh, Misha will clean up. Super Evil Gang, like I say, they have some signs of life. I was actually kind of interested to see, you know, this felt like a game the Super Evil Gang could win. Why they keep forfeiting? They're probably still in Brazil or South America. You know, one of the two. They're the same place. And they just don't want to play with the high ping. All right, 5-10 score line, and Super Evil Gang up against the Pistols. Good start for Clipzera. Looking like Super Evil Gang are at least going to bring it back to an uncomfortable spot. 6-10. Definitely something that you could, in some worlds, bring back. Consti with the Tech 9 is going to be a menace against the Super Evil Gang. Worryingly, Super Evil Gang are just holding the angles, and that's just going to make them food for Akimbo. Cameron walks out, takes down 2, looking for more. Consti taken down, so it is going to have to be the 1 versus 5, and it's not to be, as Misha is the hero here for Super Evil Gang. So we do get the pause here for Akimbo. Full rifles, and Arius stuck on that FAMAS once again, which is not awful. I mean, man, the FAMAS, it feels weird to be okay with the FAMAS and not be looking at it like, oh no, oh, I feel so bad for you. You have the FAMAS. Like, you have the FAMAS. You know, it could be worse. You could have a Bison or something. I don't know. Let's see if those rifles are able to get activated here for Super Evil Gang. If they get one more round, they really put Akimbo on notice. If they can get one clean round here, they can make this game interesting in a hurry. Man, you used to say that North America doesn't know how to play CT side, but this game, it feels like North America doesn't know how to play T side. Both of these teams having Not the best time on their executes. Oh, Obi looking away from the flash. That was not a flash. And this stack towards the B bomb site feels like it's paying dividends. Akimbo being slowed down massively, but Super Evil Gang have 3 players all grouped up by short. Feels like their eggs are all in one basket. Akimbo were to walk out now, and they do start that attack as they get the smokes into position. The smoke going to be blown apart, but again, no one's close enough for Super Evil Gang to get the shots downrange here. So Akimbo going to get the bomb down nearly uncontested, and a good couple of frags to start off this post plant. ZY and Consti take down Arias and Misha. Super Evil Gang gonna look for the 3 versus 5. I say 2 versus 5. ZY with 1, Obi with 1, and Cameron on the cleanup. As Akimbo put an end to Super Evil Gang's winning ways for the 11th round. And now Akimbo gonna have the opportunity to build up some momentum of their own. 5 players surviving, and they've managed to do a fair amount of eco damage round after round to Super Evil Gang. So there's not going to be much of a buy, maybe a force. And then Super Evil Gang going to be stuck playing for overtime. N20 is not playing. N20 was replaced by Consti. So Akimbo, they are going to have a good record after this. They'll be 5-4. It does feel like, you know, hey, you're getting into those areas where people are going to have to respect you. We got a good little stack for Super Evil Gang. Got a couple of players in A main with 3 players in Donut, also called Nut. 3 players in the Nut. I don't really know what else to say other than just saying that there's 3 players in it. Cameron just farming it up. Goes, oh, I'll just headshot you. Okay. Not really a whole lot of challenge in some of these kills. Ooh, Talon able to take one back onto that USP, but... oh, if they chase him. Are we going to get the Zeus? Are we going to get the Zeus? Hold the phone. Oh! Talon peeks out just a little bit too early. So 12-6. Glad that we are getting some plays out of the Super Evil Gang. It feels like the CT side, they're starting to settle in a little bit. Maybe a little bit late to save the game, but still better than nothing. I've seen some matches go 0-13, so really this is better than nothing. Is the best that Super Evil Gang are going to be hoping for on this one. Now, this is a fast push over toward that B bomb site. A quick trade already locked in. Arias makes it another, but Consti quick on that op. Not going to allow anything else. 3 versus 2. This bomb going to be planted, and this game going to be over. Akimbo, they should start to speed up a little bit because they do have Flo sitting at their backside, so this one could get interesting. Although Cameron with the kill onto Talon. Oh, there we go. Flo, quick scopes onto Consti, removes the Opper. Laxi on 10 HP. This one definitely doable, but no kit for Talon. Does mean they've got to make this one fast. They go a little bit too fast, and Laxi with the cleanup cleans this one up, closes this one out. 13-6 in the favor of Akimbo. Lock in, Connor. Lock it. Oh, hey, Super Evil Gang. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Obi getting caught here. Players in both directions. Super Evil Gang take the second knife round. How's it going, Pineapple Phillips? There's a name I recognize. Chat, make sure you get your channel points in. The prediction is up. That ends after pistol round. His full in-game name is Connor Flo Connor. Well, given what I can see is Flo, and I have to call things fast, I will call him Flo. Flo is good. It is a one-syllable word. It is very easy to say. That is what I will say. They're off to the races. So Akimbo going to be starting on the CT side once again. Super Evil Gang having chosen the T side. After their knife round win, will make themselves a fancy little B site take. Get the utility down, and it's going to be up to Cameron to hold this one off. No armor either. And just going to go right down. Talon and Arius open up the site, crack it open like a can opener, and that bomb going to be going down. But the refrag here from Akimbo coming in quick. 2 versus 4 as Cameron does take down Arius, but this one feeling not too likely. Talon will take down that defuser. Leave this one up to Laxi, which he will also kill. That's, you know, sometimes the pistol round is not that exciting. Sometimes you just walk into the site and you're there, and then you shoot the heads and you're good. Not a very exciting pistol round. But that's okay. Sometimes they're not. It does mean that we are going to get a nice buy out of Super Evil Gang. I love to see the UMP make an appearance. It's not as common as it used to be. Interestingly, 4 out of 5 players on the Super Evil Gang bringing out the SMGs. Ooh, Arius takes down one, but the Deagle for Laxi answers right back. This one, yeah, we saw this kind of thing happen on the last game. Exactly the same. A win for Super Evil Gang, and then the Deagles just became fully sentient for Akimbo and blew Super Evil Gang out of the server. Super Evil Gang, they're keeping this one low and slow here. Feels quite dangerous. They know what happened against the Deagles last time. They're not taking this one. They're not pushing. They're not going for it. And they're going to get caught from behind once again. Consti with the Deag going for the first. Now they finally activate. They finally get moving. And the 2 kills will be their reward. 2 versus 3 now for Akimbo. Super Evil Gang charge over to the B-bomb site. Get themselves into position and get that bomb planted. But those are kills that really shouldn't have happened. Super Evil Gang, with more than an ounce of prevention, taking things too carefully. You manage to get that second round, which hopefully that does let their momentum get running a little bit here. I haven't seen that clip. What I did see is a very good clip yesterday of Binox falling off of Ticket and getting a kill. That was a good clip. Also, on the other stream, Getting Info has gone 13-7 versus Lag. Won map number 1. So both games tonight are on their second map. A bit of a quieter night on Thursday night here at ECL, so not the most games that we'll get. Your favorite player ever. gosh, my favorite player ever. That's a hard question. Let's focus on the round and we'll figure it out. Clipsera taking a lot of damage from that Molotov. DUI hears this. Gonna go in and at least gets the kill, but down to 2 HP. Flow, good for the trade. Now Akimbo looking to stop this push down middle, and Cameron gonna make quick mincemeat of the 2 players there. We'll take down Misha on the backside as well, and it's just gonna be Talon. Act 10 in the 1 versus 4. All right, so my favorite player ever. Ever? My favorite player ever. It's such a hard question. There's so many options.
Counter-terrorists win.
I think my favorite player ever would have to be Pasha Biceps. Because he seems to be one of the friendliest players. The Forest would be a big one too. Banned for cop-out answer? How is that a cop-out answer? No one told me there were any requirements on the favorite player ever. Everyone likes Pasha? Yeah, so? Alright, it's a cop-out answer? Fine. You want my secondary answer? Let's go with Dick Stacy, just because I want more Dick stickers. Everyone could use a little bit more Dick in their life, right? And especially if we got some borderless Dick stickers. Could you imagine how crazy that would go? Like, pretty sure that would be the best thing. Yeah. Anyway, no face cam. No, I don't do face cam on the ECL matches. I do face cam for qualifiers and favorite NA player. All right, hold on. Favorite NA player. Yeah, no, I do like to keep it professional, even on advanced and like ESEA games. I'll have favorite, not, but by you meant best player. See, best player is a very different thing. Who do I think is the best player? I think right now, there's a few different contenders, right? The obvious answer is simple. The second obvious answer is Donk. The third obvious answer is Zaiwu. The fourth obvious answer would be like, I don't know. There's a lot of good players. There's so many options right now. Well, 2 versus 2. I mean, Super Evil Gang had the game in this position last time before they started losing round after round and ended up 10-2. So we'll see if they can improve their T side. It's not going to be easy. Honestly, though, oh, hold on. Obi peeking out of E-box takes down Misha to start this one off, and Smoke Down will open up on Talon as well. I mean, I think the biggest issue for Super Evil Gang is they're playing so scared. Like, they're playing slow, but they're not playing in a way that benefits them that's slow. They're just playing slow for the sake of being slow, and it doesn't feel like they're actually putting any pressure down outside of where they're deathballing, except their deathball is the trash compactor from Star Wars, where they're all in a trash compactor. We're like, we're going to get out of this someday, right? We're going to get out of this someday, right? Walls close in, and the walls close in, and the walls close in, and like, we should figure out a plan. And then the walls close. So, I don't have, I mean, I don't have a good, like, prescription for them. Because if they push and they're sloppy about it, then they'll end up losing a lot anyway. Here we go, a push through the smoke that they're sloppy about, and it's a Cameron shooting gallery, 4 kills and the ace as they walk in through the smoke. So it's yeah. Sorry to everyone that might be here for Flow or for Super Evil Gang. This one just doesn't seem to be their night. And I do feel bad. I want to see both teams do well. I want to see good Counter-Strike. I want to see North America come back to Boston 2018 levels. Because, like, who doesn't? All right. Pineapple Phillips, both your houses. If you have 2 houses, can I move into one? Wait, actually, no. I want to stay in Chicago. I don't actually care where you are unless it's Chicago. And even then, only in certain neighborhoods. Very picky. Not going well here. Again, the slow movement not working out well for Super Evil Gang. They lose 1. OB down to 4 HP, though. Yeah, I know it's not happening for a while. Ooh, chips in the night. Misha slips by. Does not realize Obi's behind, but the nade will give them away. Laxing out. Does have to evacuate E-Box. The Super Evil Gang, they do finally push in. They do finally think there's an opening. There's Consti available, but Flo gonna take down 2. Wait a minute. It's still possible. Super Evil Gang with the bomb down in this 3 versus 3. The retake for Akimbo coming in. DY gonna peek in through E-Box with the kill. FloofysTV needs to go huge here. The first kill is good, but the flash will prevent the second. And it's Flo on 3 HP to try and win this one, but he doesn't detect the player from behind. Cameron will close this one out, clean up, and 5 for Kimbos. Well, that was the best shot for Super Evil Gang. They had the bomb. They had the kills. And it did not work out. So, where do we go from here? Fast didn't work. Slow didn't work. B site hasn't worked. A site hasn't worked. I think the thing to do next for Super Evil Gang is to just try a default where you're focusing a lot of attention on mid. I mean, okay. So for baseball in North America or in the US, we have 2 leagues, right? We have the majors and we have the minors. And the majors, you go and you watch and you see the players that are all going to be doing exactly the right thing all the time. And the errors are the rarity. Sometimes it's fun to go watch the minor leagues where they're going to make a lot of mistakes. You'll see players missing throws. You'll see players missing catches. And hold on. Consti, good opening here towards FloofysTV. That is going to send the rest of Super Evil Gang packing too. All right, so I'm going to go back to talking about baseball because why not? It's almost baseball season. Thank goodness. Finally, February is almost over. And then we get to put the time back on standard. We get to have the time back on the good way. We get to have baseball season. The nice thing about baseball season it's a good excuse to go out and drink on a weeknight. Ooh, Halen does take down Cameron. ZY gets into position for the trade. Good first, and the spray down onto the second. I'm not a big baseball guy, but I live in Chicago, so I like the Cubs unconditionally, and they hurt me. Well, Arias in the 1 versus 2 doesn't have a bomb, and Obi going to be more than happy to peek on in, stop him from picking that up. Okay, so back to my tangent about baseball. The minor leagues are fun because you can go to a game, you can drink, you can hang out with your friends, and interesting things will happen. People will miss catches. People will hit things into ways they don't expect. It's just, the minors can be very silly. You also get great team names. And yes, I chose the Cubs. I am aware of how much my life sucks for choosing the Cubs. Don't you worry a tiny little bit. I mean, I want to like hockey more, but every time I'm streaming is when the games are on, so I have missed a lot of games, so. Well, good kill for Obi. Flow with the trade, but Laxi will keep it 2 for 1, and this one is feeling... Ooh, wait a minute. Clipzera able to get 2. That'll open up the B-bomb site for Super Evil Gang. Oh, but they're not expecting the pushover from CT. Cameron available. Double kill. Cleans up. And Akimbo going to take a 7th. This one looking quite like the last game. Akimbo can bring this to 10. It's exactly what happened. So yeah, so what we're watching right now is the minors. Because there's a difference, right? Because there's ESEA Advanced, but that gets more balance. This is. I mean, this is like what we would find in a qualifier. I did see a 13-1 in a qualifier. Now it's just styled on another team, and so that's kind of what we're getting here. So I get to go on tangents about baseball and Cubs and Chicago and, you know, talk about stuff that I want to talk about. I could talk about vegan food because I like vegan food. Push out through main. Arias does get to punish, but Obi with the trade. Make these kills even. Four versus 4. This match is so... I mean... Yeah, I don't like it, but sometimes these things happen, and I need to keep the game going. I need to keep the conversation going, even when there's not much to talk about what's going on in game. Favorite thing to cook right now? So one of the last things I cooked was a barbecue jackfruit sandwich. And I got extremely spicy barbecue sauce because I have a high spice tolerance, or at least I thought I had a high spice tolerance. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to put this barbecue sauce on the jackfruit and make a sandwich. And you're out of time to plant the bomb, Clipzera, so you played yourself. Is barbecue sauce vegan? It really depends what's in the barbecue sauce. If there's no honey, then yes. And a lot of barbecue sauce don't use honey, so usually it's fine. But yeah, jackfruit is... Gosh, how do I even describe it? So jackfruit can be used in a couple of different ways. Fresh jackfruit is used in a lot of desserts. And is it a pain for you to watch this? Nah. Because, like, if I'm not really that interested in the match, I can focus on my observing, talk to chat, and, you know, try to learn how to observe better. So there's always something for me to be learning and figuring out and keeping going. But my favorite match that I've ever been a part of, I got to watch back in season 45, Wildcard versus Party Astronauts. Hold on. Big push in through Cams. Good kill for Arias, and Consti going to be taken down as well. Super Evil Gang, they do crack open the A-bomb site. 5 versus 3. Wait a minute. This one could end in their favor. Good pack of kills. Misha going to catch Obi, going for a sneaky flash play. It's not going to work out for him. So 2 versus 5. It might just be time to call out the save. Akimbo don't really need to save, though. They've got plenty of money, plenty of weapons here. ZY taken down, but Laxi actually going to get a third round for Super Evil Gang on their T side. This is actually huge. Laxi's still looking for some more kills, though. Not gonna let them escape with their lives. This bomb gonna go off. They will escape it. So okay, going back to jackfruit, right? If you get it fresh, it's good for desserts, but they also make it brined in cans, and in that you can use it for savory dishes. And Arias just got knifed. I'll say this. One-sided is not bad. What's bad is when both teams are playing so bad that neither one can end. I still look at NIP versus Amcall sometimes, and I just wonder how any of that happened. This is not that. Luckily, we have a game where at least Akimbo is looking like they're capable of ending. Because I've watched Akimbo in a lot of qualifiers, and they've watched Akimbo in a lot of overtimes. Because they get to that last round and they just fall apart. And if that happens tonight, I'm gonna lose my mind. But luckily, it does seem like they're high enough above Super Evil Gang that they should close this one out. They should. See if it actually ends up happening. Or more Crimbo. I like that. We're a little early for Crimbo. Akimbo. And I do feel bad. I know some people are like, yeah, let's go Super Evil Gang. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. I want to hype up the game. But I'm sorry. This is an interesting casting and not in a good way. Yeah, well, come back at a more even game. Come back when I've got a duo. I haven't had my duo tonight. Bomb down 5 versus 4. I mean, I was going to say, let's see if Akimbo can hold off the retake from Super Evil Gang, but like shots like that make me think that it's not even going to be an issue. Laxi just going nuts on this Glock. Takes down 2. 3 versus 2 here. Ooh, hold on. Wait a minute. Consti left alone in the 1 versus 3 and not going to be able to hold it. Can you discuss more your decision to be vegan? Yes. I like animals, so I don't want to put them inside me. So the reason to go vegan over vegetarian is milk and eggs are so tightly connected to the rest of the meat industry that it doesn't matter if you're just having milk and eggs. you're still supporting the meat industry. And so, yeah. Honey is a different conversation entirely. There's a lot more ethical dilemma on whether honey is okay or not. Ooh, hold on. Misha getting the smoke down in that headshot. And this round does have some legs here for Super Evil Gang. Nade. Not doing any damage. So 4 versus 4. Oh, don't play with the burst fire on the FAMAS. You're just going to have it on burst at the wrong time. I mean, maybe burst is the idea here. FAMAS is good times. Akimbo going to make their way on into the B bomb site. Arius called upon to try and prevent this. Just holding back, far back on site. Going to call in the rest of the team. That bomb is going to be planted. We're going to get another retake situation for the Super Evil Gang. Let's see if they can pull this one off. Good kill to start this one off for Arius, but he's taken down in response by Cameron. ZY with 2 kills to his name outside of B main. He's Talon all alone in the 1 versus 3, and Cameron will close that one out. 10-4 for Kimbos. So, McBooty, if I could... osmos is not the word I'm looking for. If I could photosynthesize from the sun and cause literally no harm, I would do that. But I can't. I have to eat something. And yes, bugs are killed by pesticides. I prefer to have, you know, the freshest and the stuff that doesn't require that sort of thing. But yeah, no, it's you gotta try to figure out where you can reduce harm, and by eating fruits and vegetables and beans and nuts, I'm doing a lot less harm than I am by eating a steak. Would you eat a steak for 100K? No. I've been vegan for long enough that that would make me sick. That would make me genuinely ill to eat a steak, and it wouldn't be worth it. I mean, it's for $1 million, maybe we're talking. $1 million is another discussion entirely. Maybe 100K. Maybe. That's a lot of money too. I could buy a lot with 100K.
Terrorists win.
So for money, you would ban your... For money, I can do a lot with $100,000 for trying to do research into substitute food products. I could do... I don't know. There's a lot of things I could do with $100,000. What kind of a question is that, Dark Physics? We're gonna... No, you need a timeout for that. You can come back in a little bit. That is not a joke that I'm willing to have. Sorry.
Terrorists win.
Well, Cat, it's been a pleasure. Dubious pleasure, we'll call it. Um, at least there weren't 13-0s. At least Super Evil Gang won pistols. They won a knife round. Everyone on the team has killed. All right, we're gonna say as many nice things about Super Evil Gang as we can at the end of this round. It's a good kill for Clipzera. They have a funny name. They know how to use their utility. I just... Yes. Anyway. Ooh, there's a good kill, but that bomb making his way up through mid gonna be dangerous for the Super Evil Gang. That Consti gonna get the kill onto Float, push this to a 3 versus 4. Interestingly, this is really more like a 2 versus 4. There's only 2 players on site, but ZY gonna count for more than one. Takes down both Misha and Talon. Arius on the trade. Consti gonna have a lot to do to defend this bomb, but he is more than up to the task. Already with a kill onto Arius. 2 versus 1 now for Clipzera to try and keep this game rolling. He's making his way on into the crosshairs of the Opper, and it's gonna be 13-4 to close this one out and bring us to a 2-0 for Akimbos.